Okay.
Hello everyone. Sorry this is so late. I've had the day from hell. Right, I'm going to show you the insert that I've made for Tracie. Hi Tracie. This book here is from 1935. The Modern Housewife's book, and there is some amazing stuff in this. Absolutely amazing. And why I'm showing you this, there's this page from the book, there's from, obviously that year, because it would be, about how to care for pets, and there's these adorable puppies on it, but it's kind of hilarious, just because the ideas they had then on how to treat animals, really quite appalling, and there's an interesting advert as well. I didn't notice it was maternity clothes. So I'm going to put that in, but I want to put some stuff on it to preserve it before I do. Okay, this is your journal, Tracie. It's a bit fat. That's an understatement. It's got lots of charms on it. The binding, you can snip it if you don't like it. It goes under the liner papers. Lots of charms, including a bird's nest with eggs, a leaf, crystals, bells. You can look at the detail on the beads, but there's a wooden one, it's like Chinese, a ceramic one with little flowers, really pretty papers, lace which is sandwiched in, and like a coffee coloured broderie anglaise binding. Okay, so if I can open it. The lace on the spine is stuff that I coffee dyed, by the way. This is Kaiser craft paper with like a sewing pattern on it, which I lined the inside with because it's strong. And this is where some interesting things come in. This was made by my great-grandmother. It was a dressing table liner that she'd passed to my mother when my mother got married. There's a book of herbs and it's interesting. I especially like the marshmallow plant, so I left it intact for you to read. There's a lot of handmade papers in here. This beautiful gold paper with the roses. A doily, which has been dyed in red bush tea. And I've printed the doily onto this paper. Really old sewing pattern paper pocket. I wanted it with the pattern on, but the way I cut it just ended up like that. Nothing in it right now. There will be. Beautiful paper with the roses on. This little bell, my littlest rat, Chico, when I give him toys, he chews them to take the bells out and stashes the bells in this tunnel he's got. So I've given you one of the bells. It's not wisteria, which you love, but I think it's lilac. These are from Meg. She's got a shop, To Catch a Daydream, on Etsy. This image of old writing and lace that I've printed on. This is the thinner grade of the two tracing papers. Two really good quality tracing papers. I did you an envelope on a heavier grade, which I will also add. This coffee dye in here is where I threw salt. Charms, beautiful image of a chaffinch nest. This opens out and there's awesome coffee dye in. This is a page from a family encyclopedic dictionary set. It's got a house martin on it. Not sure if I like the flowers. Feather, more charms. Right, this, I printed it in mini. Opens out. It's one of those mail and send. And it's from a French book cover, like an Art Nouveau, nature-themed looking cover. It's beautiful. And I'll put the paper clip back in a bit. This cute ermine shrew from the Edith Holden illustrations. That's on there. It's actually got the name Tracie on it. Oh, glad I kept it longer. I got something to go on there. There's a lot of lined and squared papers in here because I know you like writing on lines. These are rub-ons from Seven Gypsies, nature themed, natural, like a French natural history book. There's a seahorse. Ledger paper from a Tattered Dream, craft paper. There's the image again of the writing and lace on photo paper. More coffee dye with polka dots. I decoupaged these butterflies on this sheet music, and it's got a funny name, the song. Okay, so I made a pocket on the other side with this lovely trim. So mason jar tag from Delygirl Creations, designed by Cheryl. I've got lots of botany and ornithology in here. Another rub-on. The frame is a bit wonky with that, but it's lots of different birds' nests. Have you got that in? Handmade angel hair paper. Okay. More birds' nests and eggs. Tuck spot. An antique book plate. This postcard here is from a set I bought from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, but most of the stuff in here is unique. More of that lovely handmade paper. Lots of writing spaces as promised. This is a page I put in just everything now. It's from a Russian blog. It's beautiful. Vintage script on actual vellum. There's a story behind that, but I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in the video. Some vintage stamps, a rub-on of a kiwi. There's just the cutest bird ever. Some stenciling, a poem. This is a different grade of angel hair paper now. It's a mulberry type. I dyed those on using my punch-outs. The Martha Stewart ones, rub-ons. Right, this is tissue paper. My mum hand-stitched this. So that's my great-grandmother and my mum that have contributed something. And this is actually a paper bag. And inside here, my grandmother, so that's 4 generations of women from my family have contributed something to this journal, which gives it a different twist. This is one of the embroidered napkins that my grandmother gave to my mum. So you can have one. And this is one of 2 handwritten recipes from my grandmother as well for one of her cakes. You can make that, but we'd like you not to share the recipe outside of your family. This beautiful lace pattern, which has got ribbon threaded through it. It's an actual scan of old lace. I did some stamping, and there's a gorgeous poem on there about butterflies. Then this is another grade of mulberry paper. It's another kind. There's a word for it, but it's very coarse handmade paper. Okay, in the background, this is a 1920s German play, and the typography is beautiful. This is an actual library pocket, and I've added papers from Seven Gypsies. And I got these from J9 Scraps. Hiya, Janine. Some more napkin decoupage and rub-ons. Doily. I love this pattern. Okay, I've decoupaged this ledger paper, so you've got a bird, and then you've got the eggs, yearly egg account. Decoupaged feather and stenciling. I've also decoupaged a bee, and I did the honeycomb because of the bees and nature. This washi has got lots of poppies on it, the same as your daughter's name. This is a layaway envelope, but I've added the lupin seed packet. there's a tag with ledger paper on it. This is from, right, I've kept the whole double page. It's about poppies because of your daughter, and there's some lovely poems on it. This is from Country Flowers of a Victorian Lady, as it's now called. Baking parchment, unbleached, that I do my coffee dyeing on. Mushrooms. That's the other end of that page from... I covered a word with that because I didn't like what the word was about. It was to do with animal skins and leather. These trims, by the way, that are absolutely gorgeous, are also from Denise's shop. I've added this, that's a real stamp, but this isn't. The Language of Flowers. I love this trim. Okay. Oh, I didn't show you, if you'll work it out anyway. This is an old library indexing card. And I've made the tuck spot. It does fold out. I'm not going to unclip it here, but it folds out a long way and there's more washes on it. Should I fold it out? No. I stenciled this using one of the doilies Donna die cut for me. Cute caterpillar and the plant that I figured he would eat. The other half of the poppies. A bee, and this plant again because none of the plants would be here if it wasn't for the bees. There's a book page envelope with cute caterpillars, butterfly sticker. Can you see the sticker? All right, you don't have to. I meant to say to you, this botanical book page is from 1950 and it's a really beautiful book. This was an Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is a vintage flashcard, a maths flashcard. You're getting it all. You can obviously see that there are cigarette cards in here. These are the butterfly ones are from Players Cigarettes, and the flower ones are from Will's Cigarettes. I love how the coffee dyeing came out on this graph paper. More ledger, fabric pocket. This piece of lace here that I've pinned on is from another doily that my great grandmother made. And it's one of the ones that kept its coffee colour. Because the stuff on the outside, my mum washed white before she knew that one day I'd start coffee dyeing paper. That really coarse handmade paper, my favourite washi, the ribbon, the scan of the old lace, the other end of the paper bag, and my grandmother's other recipe. One is for her lemon cake and one is for her lemon drizzle cake. She just had a special way of making things. The handmade mulberry, like angel hair paper. Some of the tags in here are backed onto mulberry paper, which has got different pressed flowers and leaves in it. The mice, these are the Beatrix Potter, the two naughty brothers, which are just, that's one of my favourite ones of the stories. Lots of rub-ons along here. And the washi tape goes with them because of the beetles. That's script. It's a big piece of my great-grandmother's lace. I meant to add something to this. It's actually night now. I've got time. I'll speak to you later, Trace, if you want me to add some in, hun. So there's the birds. Again, the bird papers are not the Tim Holtz ones. I meant to use his papers, but I didn't. I've used one thing of his. Oh, what are they called? Madame Payrose, those papers are. So we've got some more lovely birds. This pocket that I made, we've got more mushrooms, This little girl knitting is a cat. These beautiful birds' eggs. Trims. This flips out, so you're not going to lose the space. That's one of Cheryl's tickets from the, I think it was from the Faith Ephemera pack. So mason jar, one of Daisy's mason jars, and it's got kind of wildflowers in it. I love the owls that Cheryl's put in. Some more birds, another cigarette card. But you wanted plenty of writing space, and I was conscious of that, although I think I probably did still too much embellishing. The tortoise, I love tortoises, and then the snail. There is a sort of sequence to it, you know, like children's stories. Okay, this here, further back, there's a Lush poem from the book that came from. This is the vanilla plant. It's a Victorian painting. And I put that in again. I put it in a larger size because it's so beautiful. These are some daisies, and everything on this page is about daisies. An index card so you can write on the pocket. There's that gorgeous, the vanilla. Because we were looking for unique things. So there's a few things from people's digital kits, but not many. To the nests and eggs on vellum, Tim Holtz. This charm of a bird's nest with the eggs in it. Oh, can you see it on camera, the nest? You don't have to go right up to it, honestly. I just meant... So there's another tag there. Oh, I loved it when I splashed the salt. It's such a cool effect. I know you like ripped edges, but that was an accident, and I'm wary of trying to stitch it or glue it. So we've got more charms with beads. Another endangered species, lady slipper, the wild orchid. I know somewhere where they grow around here. Love that paper. Because it started off with a perfumey theme, didn't it? That paper is what I would have used if I'd have known first we were doing nature, but it's all nature anyway, it's flowers. These are both pockets, and believe me, they will hold stuff, right? I made this envelope from one of Denise's square embossed doilies. I know this is going on for a long time, sorry. It's a really funny photo in here. So doily paper and the doily. I love that. And more about plants and nature. And then at the back, there's this beautiful embroidered design. So in this nature-themed insert that will probably never fit inside your traveller's notebook, 4 generations of women in my family have contributed to this. My great-grandmother and my grandmother, who's obviously they both passed away now, my mother and myself. So I just thought that was really special. And it's things that have, you know, everyone has made. I don't think, did Nan make those? No. Or Phoebe either. No. Sorry, I had to. Right, okay, this is the longest video I've ever made. I had such a stressful day, I don't think I'm going to be doing a re-edit. Most of you will probably skip through this anyway. I was going to say about, I'm going to do a subby giveaway, but I'll probably have to do another video about that. Yeah, to explain. Okay, see you everyone. Love you, Trace. Love you, Donna. Love you, Lala. Bye, bye.